Hello everyone and welcome to an incredible game that just finished from round 6 of this year's European Team Championship. It is Nikolas Theodorou of Greece versus Azerbaijan's first board, that is of course Teimour Radjabov, and it's a game unlike we've seen in a long time. Really incredible. Features a known line and then into going into some known theory. It was obviously too much for poor Radjabov. So let's check out what happened here. Nikolas had the white pieces and he opened with pawn to e4. We have pawn to e5, knight f3, and knight to f6, going for the Petrov defense. d4, and now knight captures on e4. This is the so-called Steinitz attack against the Petrov. Knight captures on e4. And now bishop to d4 is the main line here. D captures on e5 is what Nikolas goes for here. We have bishop to c5. Going after df2 pawn, and now bishop to c4. Just going well after bishop captures an f7. It's a fairly known line, and although it looks like a weird position to have white already allowing black to play knight or bishop captures an f2, it has been played by some very strong players. Nepo played it against Aronyan, Abdusator played it against Duda, Almasi played it against Giri, and so on. So here, knight captures an f2. If you're wondering about bishop captures an f2, it's losing or very close to losing for black. Point is that after you move the king, now how are you dealing with anything just well, better queen d5, just attacking your knight, and you will have to move it whatever you play. Let's say you castle, just queen d5, there's no defense. You either move the knight and lose the bishop, or you move the bishop and lose the knight. So what you could do here is play something like maybe d5 to trade off queens, but even that will not help you. For example, captures, and now f5. Point being that now if the knight is captured, you play pawn captures and attack the knight on f3, but you can simply go e captures and f6 en passant, and then after knight captures, you're attacking the bishop, yes, but after king captures and knight captures on d5, although the material is equal, white will still be winning this because of rook to e1 with check. So that's all been seen before. And now if you go here, then just rook d1 followed by c4. And if you go to the f file, it will not help you. Knight e5 check, for example, king to f6, and now b3 will open up this diagonal, and white will be winning this. So that's why after bishop to c4, no one ever plays bishop captures on f2. The move is knight captures on f2. Again, pretty standard stuff. And now we have bishop captures on f7. King captures, and now of course queen to d5 check to win the bishop on c5. King to g6, queen captures on c5, and now knight captures on h1. And now if you count the material, you can see that each player has 6 pawns, but Radjabov is up a full rook. He has 2 rooks, Nikolas has 1, but his king is on g6, so it's definitely a trade-off, and he just continues knight to c3. There's time to pick up the knight on h1, it's not really going anywhere, f2 and g3 are guarded, and now pawn to h6. You know that once that queen starts checking you, you want to hide the king as soon as possible. So here, queen to c4 is a known move, queen to d4 is a known move, and queen to d5 is a known move. So those are the known moves, all 3 aimed at attacking the black king. You can't really deliver a check from c5, but here we have knight to d5, and it is now as of move 10 that we have a completely new game. So Radjabov has to figure out how to deal with this. Yes, the c7 pawn is being attacked, but you're not really worried about that. You're up a rook. You're worried about not getting checkmated here. So of course he starts with rook to e8, and now we have queen to d4. Now if you go for knight captures on c7 to win the rook here, it's not really in the spirit of the position or anything, and black can just play d6, attack the queen. You cannot capture as the rook is on e8, and once the queen moves, you can even play pawn to d5. And now, okay, you will if you go knight captures, or if you go queen to c5, then even knight to a6 attacks the knight and the queen, so you don't have time to capture the rook. And if you play knight captures on d5, then just king to h7, and black has now defended, and everything is perfectly fine. So after this rook to e8 move, queen to d4 was played, adding more defense to the e5 pawn, and now shifting the queen to help out with the attack of the black king, and Radjabov just escapes. King to h7. He says, thank you, I'm up a rook, I'm just gonna leave, and now I will definitely start developing my pieces, because we know that this is not the way to actually play chess. But Nikolas says, nope, not gonna happen. Bishop captures on h6. And what do you play when you see a move like this? I mean, this is a serious classical game in a very prestigious tournament known as the European Team Championship. And I mean, you're playing against the Grandmaster, but you are Teimour Radjabov. I mean, you're an absolute monster on the chessboard. You're a legend. I mean, you've defeated everyone. You've defeated Garry Kasparov when you were 16 with the black pieces with an amazing knight sacrifice. So how is this happening? What is bishop captures on h6? And can you take the bishop? Well, turns out, no, you can't. The only way to play this, I mean, you can, just not right away. You have to play knight to c6 first. Attack the queen, and once the queen moves, now you will play rook to f8, attack the queen again, and once the queen moves again, now you'll play g captures on h6. And now it's basically a draw. Queen to e4 with check, you're going to play king to g7, and it's going to be a repetition, because if you move the king away, then queen to g6 will give you a lot of problems. So with best play, this is just a draw for black. There is nothing more here. But Radjabov said, all right, g captures on h6. It's probably still some kind of a draw. And now comes the only move that wins the game, and that is, I'm not going to tell you what it is. Feel free to pause the video and win the game for Nikolas while I give you a couple of seconds, and then maybe you also will receive the prestigious award after the video. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on playing in the spirit of the olden days. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, it is queenside castles. That's the way to do it. And now you have another attacker entering the game, and there is nothing more to be done here for black. Radjabov played rook to e6, but now comes knight to f6 with check. And it doesn't help if you capture here. Point is that after you capture and captures, and you don't have anything developed here. You have to develop something. Queen e4 check, for example. And now, okay, this is guarded by the pawn. You have to move either to g8, and then this comes with check, or you go here, and now comes queen to g6, going after queen captures on h6. And after the queen defends that, now you will play rook to d4. That's why castling was important, so you can go for this rook lift. And now there is no defense against rook h4, and rook captures on h6, either checkmate or winning the black queen. So that's the reason after knight to f6 you cannot capture the knight. So king to h8 was played, but now comes the only winning move, and I'm sure you guys found this one when you played castles. That is knight to h4. Now the other knight comes to g6, and then the black king is completely doomed. Pawn to d6, finally opening up this light square bishop, and now queen to f4, going after the pawn here, but you can't really defend it in a good way. King to g7 was played, now queen to g4 check, king to h8, and now again knight to g6 with check. We have king to g7, and now knight to f8 with check, and he was in this position on move 19. Yes, move 19, you've heard that correctly, that Teimour Radjabov resigned the game, as there is nothing more to be done here. It doesn't matter if you capture the knight or if you play king to f7, it's exactly the same. Queen to g8 check, king to e7, and now queen to g7 will be checkmate. So absolutely incredible game. Well, it's very, very hard to believe it was played in 2023 in a European Team Championship against world number 16 at the time this game was played on the live ratings list, Teimour Radjabov. But yeah, look at this position. It's like textbook what not to do with black. And of course, Radjabov knows this. It's just that it happens. I mean, you know that this is a draw. It's a draw. It's a draw. It's a draw. And then all of a sudden, that bishop captures and h6 moves comes, and it's not a draw anymore. I mean, it is. You just can't take the bishop. But look at this. Undeveloped, 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 overdeveloped. Also, what rook on e6, knight on h1, capturing the rook. This is really textbook, something you would see out of the maybe era of Paul Morphy and Adolf Andersen. Absolutely incredible stuff. And that's why after a very long time, we are awarding Nikolas with the most prestigious award on this channel. And that is, of course, the Morphy head. There you go. The Morphy head has been awarded after a long time. And I mean, what a game. Now, okay, you might even say that considering the strength of the opponent, Teimour Radjabov, this could also contest for the game of the year. But I don't know, is it too short to be considered a game of the year? I mean, 19 moves, and it just I have no idea what to think of this game. I'm still under the impression. So What do you guys think? What happened here, and how did Nikolas take down someone as strong as Radjabov in 19 moves with such amazing Morphy-esque play? But yeah, interestingly, both him and Stavroula are from Greece, so Greece is having some incredible games, you know, over the course of the week. We'll see what will follow. So yeah, that's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Incredible stuff. I know I'm saying incredible a lot, but this is, I mean, this is really just awe-inspiring. I would like to thank Kotzebue Chess Club, Chen Bohu and Sick Nig, Donald Duncan Parker, Andreas Rosenthal, and David Gasparian for your contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon, hopefully with more incredible games like this one. Thank you all. I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day.